All right. I think that's good right now. Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Chris and that's AC. Hoping everyone is having a good morning. We're gonna be watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I've seen it all completely, but I don't think AC has ever seen it before.
I haven't seen a single episode of it ever.
So since this is
Like
basically gonna be his first time seeing it, are you familiar with any of the other like Star Trek shows?
I've seen Next Generation, which I managed to get through like 2 seasons,
Okay.
two, and then a little bit of three, but I genuinely couldn't because I got bored. I struggled through the last like 2 seasons. I just couldn't watch it without feeling bored.
All right. So
And I've seen a bit of Voyager.
Voyager.
Me and
Okay.
Lindy tried to watch the first like 2 episodes of Voyager, and again, we were like, we can't do this.
Ooh, that's a
We felt
little.
rude, but we are like,
Yeah,
we can't.
it's rough because Voyager and this one are probably one of my favorite of the Star Trek shows. But Deep Space Nine, it's basically like a spin-off taking place after TNG or like at a certain part in TNG. Um, so if you have any questions about like, oh, what like races, like what race of alien is that? Because there are some races of aliens in DS9, um, that they sort of expect you to know about.
I mean, I
Um,
know the basics of like the most basic aliens. So like, say Romulans, Klingons, Vulcans. The like biggest or the most famous within the fandom. Other than that, I'm like, if they're not in. Remember, I did say I finished 2 seasons of Next Generation, which does introduce you to a vast amount of the aliens,
yeah.
as far as I can tell, like the Ferengi and all those. I'm just sitting. I'm just so. If I have questions, I'll ask. Although the only ones I'm kind of curious about are the Dominion, because I've never
Okay,
actually
yeah.
seen them yet. But I know like the Borg. I know the like the basics,
Yeah.
basically.
The Dominion don't really get a limelight until like I think season 4 or season 3. And since this is just season 1, it's just basically getting you used to like all the characters in the station and everything. Um but yeah, let's go ahead and get started since AC is ready.
Okay, well, let's get this show on the road.
Okay. You can see it, right?
Yeah, I can see.
All right, let me just pull up the timer. All right, this. So forgive me just in advance, AC, because this is like a not official website because I don't want to pay the for the Paramount Plus. So it is gonna take a little bit to get used to, like the ads popping up and everything.
You paid for Paramount Plus.
I don't pay for Paramount
Ah,
Plus.
fair enough. Who would? It like no one. I don't think anyone did.
Okay, no subtitles. Never mind. Yeah, it immediately starts strong with the Federation getting fucked over by the Borg.
That's I remember vaguely some of that.
Yeah,
Isn't
this.
that Picard
Yeah. So what you're seeing
when
now.
he was taken? He got taken over by the Borg at one point. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. This is the Battle of Wolf 359.
Oh,
Yeah, the Borg are like a really, really big threat in Star Trek.
I mean, they just assimilate anything that they want. So yeah, I can see how there would be a big threat.
Yeah. And it's especially rough when they beam over on the ship, when they board like Federation ships, and the Federation Starfleet members try to like fight them off with phasers. Usually they get like one or two shots off, but they have shields that modulate and basically adapt to the phaser, so they just can't get damaged by the phasers anymore.
Hmm, interesting. That's why something really dark is about to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't going particularly well for anyone involved here.
Mm-mm. Yeah, she's gone.
Eh, they are at war with some very dangerous beings
Yeah.
who are somehow just who are basically just the Cybermen from Doctor Who.
I mean the
They
side
work.
this. Well, yeah, technically in like in how they like assimilate races, but I would give them like a mix between the Daleks and the Cybermen
I don't
because
know.
the da
They
the
have things
da
that make them less hateful than the Daleks, because Daleks are specifically very hateful. Like that's part of their whole
yeah, yeah.
thing.
When I say a mix
Space
between
Nazis.
when I say a mix between the Cybermen and the Daleks, I mean like the ferocity of the Daleks and how like almost unbeatable they are, and the sheer number of them, and the Cybermen just with their ability to upgrade and assimilate other races.
Well, I mean, Cybermen are a bit scarier than that, given they're also the reason for the very first regeneration. Or Cybermen are the first reason the first Doctor regenerated.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a dad who is coping. He's on deep in the copium.
I mean, his wife died in the Battle of Wolf 359, and he's really trying his best to raise a son on his own.
No, not wrong.
And all in all, throughout the series, he's a really good dad to Jake.
I mean, that's fair.
Even
As long as he doesn't,
even to
as
go
long
so
as he hasn't
far,
Wesley.
yeah, Jake isn't like a Wesley. Even to go so far as Avery Brooks even calling Jake, um, Avery Brooks being Cisco, the actor, Avery Brooks being calling Jake his actual son in real life, and like treating him like a son.
Hmm.
And whenever he'd introduce Jake to people, he'd be like, "Oh, this is my son," stuff like that.
That sounds like Jason Isaacs and Tom Felton. It's very funny. You know Jason Isaacs and Tom Felton, all right?
Nah, are they from anything I would
Lucius,
know?
yeah, Lucius Malfoy and Draco Malfoy.
Oh, okay. It's funny because they, from what I remember in the Harry Potter movie, The dad treated Malfoy like shit, right?
Yeah, but apparently the actors were really close.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the actors from those films were very close. Also, full disclosure for anyone listening in chat, fuck J.K. Rowling. Oh, shit.
Yeah, obviously.
I need to just go check on my bread. Give me.
Okay.
2
Well,
minutes.
it's just the title, the intro.
Well, if it gets to the episode after the title intro, just pause. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll pause it. Bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 dun 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 dun.
Right, I'm back.
All right, welcome back. It ended
Yep.
right when you got here, so I don't have to pause it.
That's some good timing, that is.
Look, it's O'Brien. You remember him from the Enterprise, right?
Vaguely. There have been many enterprises.
Oh, TNG.
I vaguely remember him. I don't remember him being too close. I don't remember him being like the most important of characters. He
Yeah.
was like the engineer, wasn't he?
No, he was the teleporter chief.
I thought that was. Oh no, I was thinking of.
Geordi.
What's his name? Geordi. Yeah.
So this is the aftermath of the Cardassian occupation of Bajor.
That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah.
Occupation's always.
It was a parallel that's been made is it was basically the Holocaust to the Bajorans, Cardassians being the Nazis and the Bajorans being the Jews.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was
It's
really
pretty-
really bad.
It's dark. Oh, they're having real food as opposed to replicated food.
Yeah.
Damn. That's something at least. He sounds irritable.
Oh, Cisco?
Yeah. They all seem a bit on edge, as it were.
Well, yeah, the entire Cardassian station is just like complete shit, and they have to start fixing it up.
Oh damn! Wow, that seemed to have gone well. Wow, he's charming, and she seems wow. Oh, joy! Everybody's grumpy. Everyone's. I love the catchiness. Well, I've seen videos of those actors being annoyed.
Yeah, this whole situation is just putting them on edge.
It would. Ah, thieves. Oh, one of those is a Ferengi.
Yeah.
And I guessed it off what just looked like ears.
Oh.
Wow, that was mildly terrifying.
Oh,
Hmm.
right.
Ah, no. Buffering.
I forgot that's one of the issues with buffering. I forgot.
This is why I like to sail the seven seas.
This I am
It
sailing the
doesn't
seven
buffer.
seas.
I meant in a more, in a bit more of a torrent, where the water just torrents through.
Well, I don't know how to use torrent sites, so
Sounds like a shame. Wow, he's an idiot.
who Nog or Quark?
The kid.
Yeah.
Fuck if I know which one's which. I have. I haven't learned their names yet.
Well, the one that just got caught is Nog, and the one that was just talking right now is Quark.
Burke and Nog. Well, they sound. One of them sounds like a mildly alcoholic drink with eggs in it. Hmm.
Yeah, despite what you saw, Kira and Quark are probably one of the best characters in the show.
mean, just because they're thieves doesn't mean they're. Like thieves don't make a bad character. I mean, I've seen other shows. Wow, he looks ashamed.
Yeah, Picard still blames himself a little bit because he couldn't stop, couldn't resist the assimilation.
Isn't it a, basically a miracle he was able to just unassimilate and get back to normal? I seem to
Yeah,
remember that being a thing.
yeah, with the help of Doctor Crusher and like Data and stuff.
But like the fact that he managed to get out of the assimilation at all is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, not the worst idea.
And it's pretty fair given what happened to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tension between ooh, God, you could really hear the anger. From his
I do
point of
love it when
view, Picard is the reason his wife died, and why
obviously,
he's raising Jake all alone.
and from Picard's point of view, he's guilty of exactly that.
Yeah.
He has a point.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh, he's very insistent to calling him a thief. That's very
Yeah.
funny. So-
Quark has been responsible for criminal things happening on the station during the occupation.
Obviously.
But he's just so good at it, Odo can't catch him. Odo being the guy with the weird
Yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah. The shapeshifter. I'm assuming that's what he is.
Yeah. Basically the Pope.
Oh. So their version of Buddha.
Uh I wouldn't really call it maybe boot, I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, these in sci-fi shows they tend to go for Buddhism over Christianity as like a dominant religion. I'm not quite sure why they always seem to choose it, but it often feels like it fits a bit better.
I mean it could be. I don't know enough about Buddhism to really say if
I
the
mean,
the Bajoran religion is based on it or not.
although to be fair, it could also just be its own thing or based on certain versions of paganism or just make it a little bit that much more alien, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're mostly going to like say an American audience, right?
Mhm.
If you choose any religion that's not Christianity, you'll feel more alien as a basis. Just in general, you know?
Yeah.
That is a weird way to put that. Of course.
Yeah, when it comes to the Bajorans, the more you hear about what happened during the occupation, it's made more apparent that their religion is what really helped them survive it,
Mm. Their belief helped them survive.
and their faith and all that stuff.
Mm.
It's really nice to hear and interesting to listen to.
Hmm. That is a weird looking thingy. What the? I mean, that's kind of a genius thing to carry. Wow, we almost got cleavage in this shot. That's so funny.
The delivery. Are
The
you
fucking
okay?
it's the ADR that makes it so bad to me.
Yeah.
It's so ADR. That is a man who's losing his mind.
He's just happy to see his wife again after she died.
She's still dead though.
Yeah, but she's right in front of him, talking. And this is where they first met.
Hmm. It literally where they first met. See,
That's fair.
they're still strangers.
Well, just from the way he's been acting, yeah.
Not in this lifetime. Wow, that's confident. Ooh. The ADR.
I mean, it sounds okay with Cisco, but not with Jennifer.
Mm, it does. It sounds bad for both of them. I can hear it. Maybe I spend too much time watching stuff, but I can hear it so. It's so obvious to me. I hate this Destiny shit. Destiny, Schmestiny. Rick Sanchez knows his destiny. Bullshit. Oh, that's not weird at all to say to your son about his dead mother.
Why do you say it's weird?
Everybody's so nice. He's asleep? And like wakes him up just to say that. I'd be like, that was fucking weird, dude.
I mean, he did just like meet his dead wife after 4 years. Again.
Yeah, it's still weird from being the kid. It feels like they're trying to do the cantina scene. Do 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 do. Look at all these fucking weird aliens everywhere.
Dabo.
Bruh.
Certainly looks a lot better than it did before.
Graphics stop quickly. Wow, what a dick.
Why is it
Almost
always pauses or like it buffers when Quark is on screen?
doesn't like it.
Okay. What do you think of the episode so far while it's buffering and it's paused?
It's
Oh,
it's certainly an episode. I mean, seeing Bajarans and like the difference between the different species is interesting, and seeing like the cultures build up is nice.
mhm.
I do like seeing that. Oh. Lindy has brought me a snack because Lindy is a queen. There is bread in the oven. The bread just finished. It's in the microwave. And I got a Mars bar, chat. I got a fucking Mars bar. See, this is why Lindy is queen. She is the greatest. This is also why my Twitch chat loves Lindy more than me for some reason. She doesn't even interact with them that much, and they still love her more. That is the doctor. Are they going to do another romance?
Oh no. So she's a Trill, and Trills have a sometimes Trills have a thing a parasite in them. It's like uh what's the best thing? Um Basically the parasite has lifetimes of knowledge of itself and other hosts, and
Oh,
every
so
time it
like
gets
Venom.
yeah, every time it gets surgically implanted into another host, the person's personality and like the parasites, the Dax parasite's personality, or the it's not a parasite, it's technically called a symbiont. Their
Yeah, it's a symbiote.
personalities, personalities like mix.
Yeah,
Eh,
they basically fuse. Although it does, you do have to wonder what the symbiote's personality is on its own if it's always fusing with people and mixing.
It's basically like an amalgamation of all the personalities. I think it's had like 5 or 6 hosts so far.
So it's actually closer to like Vegito or Gogeta in terms of how it works.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because that's like an amalgamation of two people into one.
Hmm. You'll see Cisco referred to Dax as like old man, and the reason that being is because Jadzia Dax is this symbiote's name, and the one before was Curzon Dax, which used to be Cisco's like best friend.
Oh. I need to go get it quick then. I'll be right back. Chris, give me a sec. Pause quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Pause. Pause. Okay. I might have to bite the bullet and get it on Paramount Plus or something. Oh, Go Movies has way too much ads. Oh, really, really annoying. I really hope AC is enjoying the start of the
Sorry, I
show.
had to run, Chris. I had to grab my bread before my dad got in.
That's all good.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Since it's paused, do you have any questions so far?
Not really, other than maybe how the parasite works and is implanted. But other than that,
Oh, it's just like through
not
surgery.
really. Because
They just open up
most
the.
of my
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like most of my questions will be organically answered by the story itself.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So I tend to trust. I tend to not ask too many questions because I just trust that most things will be explained to me by the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, it's usually a failing of the narrative.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Start it up again.
Hmm.
Oh, I haven't seen this one in so
That was
long. Yeah, they're just showing it right now.
see, I'm like, she looks. Okay. They're really weird then.
Yeah, so you're gonna see the symbiote.
Hmm. They're awake and holding open her flesh. That is deeply upsetting. Ugh. Be nice not to. Hmm. I mean, I guess if it's you know something that people
It's you have to actually go through a rigorous training process in order to qualify to be a symbiote host
I
in
mean,
the intro
yeah,
society.
I still feel like you also gonna go under some indoctrination to like willingly give up your personality.
I mean, Jadzia is still Jadzia. He just has little bits of personality and the memories of all the other people.
Mm, that is such a weird place to see again. I have not watched one of these shows in years. You know what? After we done this, I have to watch an episode of like one of my favorite Kamen Rider shows with you. But I need to show it to you as opposed to getting you to watch on your own. But we'll do it after we've maybe on another episode. This is interesting to see Picard in outside of his natural show
Yeah,
or any of his movies. I have seen all of the next gen movies,
Transporter
which
Room
is
3.
very weird. Mm. Mm-hmm. I already have. So I quite like Picard as a character. He's a good character, but it's also partially because I'm just a sucker for
Patrick
Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will every episode where it wasn't a Picard episode, I struggled to watch through.
Yeah. Because
And
Picard.
Next Generation does try and make all its characters like worth watching and important
Yeah.
to the plot. But I was like, I don't care about anyone but Picard, and I'm sorry, you guys are trying your best, but I don't care. Hmm. Wait, doesn't I vaguely remember that someone else from Enterprise joins I think it joins Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Worf does later on in the
Or yeah, that's
series.
who I was thinking of. Isn't and I do remember liking the Klingons as well as being fascinatingly weird.
Yeah.
But
There's some
they just
pretty.
mostly reminded me of Mandalorians, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I saw them, I was like, these guys are just weird looking Mandalorians. And they're even not they're also then I was like, they're not even as weird as the original Mandalorians. Um Krogans. Mandalorians, Krogans, Klingons, they're all the same thing.
There's some pretty good Klingon episodes in this show.
Okay. This guy's so wide eyed. What the fuck?
Just wait until you see Gowron. That guy has the crazy
That guy
eyes.
is
Also, this Gul Dukat guy, he's one of the major Cardassian characters in the show. He's
yeah, I
also
thought so.
he's like really good in the show.
He does give me complete asshole though.
Yeah. He was basically the Nazi general when he commandeered the station.
It is fascinating to me to see shows like this because I'm like, I can't see Starfleet as the straight up good guys because I distrust big organizations on by default.
It's
Hmm.
funny you mention that. It's because this series introduces the idea that Starfleet isn't like the greatest good as much as like the other Star Trek shows wanted to drive the point across.
I think that might be why I also didn't like some of the other shows, is because Starfleet came across as like too good, and like I get that you can be a very good organization, but nothing's like flawless. Like I'm a gigantic fan of the Jedi, right? I will defend them to my dying breath, but I'm also like, in the same breath, I'll be like, they were flawed bastards. A lot
Hmm.
of them.
Yeah.
They needed, they fell to their own arrogance and so on. And Starfleet, especially Next Generation, gave me a lot of slightly too perfect with odd 80s machismo over it, which was very bizarre. Hmm. Friends, Romans, countrymen. I don't know what the point of stealing because isn't don't they didn't they like get rid of the idea of money or something?
That's just the
I seem to
Federation.
remember that being
A
referenced.
lot of a lot of the other alien species still uses currency. Like the Ferengi, they're all about latinum, gold pressed latinum, slips, strips.
It does fascinate me though that an American show depicts the future as non-capitalistic. That always amuses me. Like the utopian future doesn't have the capitalist bullshit that a lot of America's like, yeah, we're all about it, and then you're like, but like your most famous sci-fi shows anti-capitalist as fuck. Actually, two of them are.
Yeah, but that's only when it comes to like
Pretty
Starfleet and
anti-capitalist.
Earth. They've like gotten rid of money and they don't use money at all.
Yeah, but like the people who like Star Trek tend to go in for the Federation because they're like the big faction, you know,
Yeah.
in the universe. So it's just interesting to me. Hmm? Mm. Mhm. I do like some of the ship designs in Star Trek, although I found for the most part I really don't like them. They're, they tend to be like,
Like the Federation ship designs?
yeah, they tend to be too blocky for me. Like their small ship designs are very blocking, and then their big ships are like these nice organic things, and then the small ships feel
Yeah.
jarringly different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that mainly just applies to the runabouts, which are like the small ones that Deep Space Nine
Mm.
uses.
No, I applied to all of them because I'm remembering also off of some of the like older shows. So if you go by what's it called? Fuck, my brain will supply me with information in a minute. Um, so I was thinking of Next Generation has the same kind of issue.
Yeah, with the shuttlecraft design.
Yeah, it's the same weird design that I don't really like.
If you look up the Delta Flyer from Voyager and tell me what you think of that design.
Uh, let me look it up quick. Delta, what'd you say?
Delta Flyer, Voyager.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I still don't like it that much. I don't know. I don't like wedge shaped things. I like it when they're a bit more. How do I? Oh, maybe I've just had like my tastes a bit. I mean, Star Wars definitely affect what I like in starship design
Yeah.
because that has a very specific aesthetic that I really like.
I think you'd like the Klingon ships and then the Romulan ships. Like the Klingon bird of prey comes to mind.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, and I think you're right.
And they just came out of the wormhole.
Hmm, that is so weird. Oh damn. That is interesting. Stable wormhole. I love how they're like, oh look, wormhole, let's go through it in a tiny fucking ship.
Well, they didn't expect to go through it the first time. It just kind of happened, and since they
Hmm,
didn't like die the first time, so it stands to believe that the second time wouldn't do anything either.
valid. That looks like hyperspace with rain. Yeah. Wow, you can walk through a wormhole. Wonderful. I love this for us. Nothing. Oh wait, rock. Why not?
Ooh, they see it differently. Okay,
Huh.
nice and pretty.
Oh, no, when it's like, I do wish there was like more. Oh, there is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, at least they've both seen the same thing. That's always a
Yeah.
win. Like, well, at least we're not both going batshit.
God, it'd be so cool to meet an alien, man.
It depends on the type of alien. I
I
wouldn't
say
want to meet
that.
Q.
I say that, and they get zapped immediately.
Exactly. So I'm like, my dude, you don't want to meet. You do, but you also really, really don't want to meet aliens. My dude, my friend. Aliens are wonky to meet. You could get the cool, fun ones that do this. You could get the Quarren, who are sexy, or you could get like, you know, Cthulhu.
Yeah.
All are annoyingly viable options. Hmm. Oh, joy. Oh, great. Why does she look like a half Klingon?
That's just how her race looks with the bridges on their
Right.
nose.
So they're just humans with weird ridges.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I will say this for Star Trek alien design, most of them are just
This
humans with weird ridges.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's why I like the Star Wars aliens a lot more, because you get a lot of variety with what they are. Because you do get,
That and Mass Effect too.
yeah, Mass Effect also, like, aliens feel, you know, very alien. Um, yeah, no one, Earth is, huh, the passing of instance. The allowance of spinning of atoms.
It's a truth that if Starfleet wasn't there, the Cardassians would just swoop in and continue business as usual with the Bajorans.
So essentially, they're scared of Starfleet.
Yeah, because Starfleet is like such a big presence in the in the system.
Fair.
I would say like Starfleet is like almost like the USA with all like the different states or in the countries and stuff.
I know. That's why I
But
was like,
yeah,
if
but
the
not
American,
not as evil as the USA.
they're what America thinks it is, not what it actually is.
Yeah. One thing that you'll see in like the later episodes is how good the makeup changes for Odo,
Hmm.
where with regards to his face and everything.
Huh.
They have no concept of time.
Yeah, I can tell. They're like force ghosts, basically. Like that's how force ghosts perceive. Nope. You don't need to fear them. They're just humans, and humans are kind of. I believe the term is dumb.
Well, Star Trek humans are okay. Not the
You say
best.
so. You say so.
I'd be more on the lookout for the Cardassians and the Romulans.
Mhm. I'm still confused as to how the Klingons joined the Federation or allied to that Federation, but not the Romulans.
Oh, because the Klingons are like all about honor and stuff, and they don't really see Romulans as honorable because Romulans are so secretive and lying and stuff. Romulans are more likely to stab you in the back, and if you Klingons like prefer to face their enemies head on instead of like doing such a cowardly act.
They think it's cowardly.
Yeah. So like if you told a Klingon to stab someone in the back, the Klingon would most likely kill you for even asking him to do such a dishonorable thing.
Ah. They also would probably hate the Sith. Interesting. Given the Sith are just selfish and sneaky bastards.
I mean the Klingons can be selfish, but rarely sneaky. Which is funny because they have stealth they have stealth ships that just like go invisible and cloak. I would most likely parallel Klingons with the Yautja from the Predator franchise. They're honor bound
Mm,
hunters that don't fight uh things that can't fight back.
that sounds like what the Mandalorians were and kind of ended up as, but yeah, there was a lot of shit that happened to them that ended with them becoming more mercenary. Still, Yautja, Mandalorians, Klingons are all basically the same thing, narratively speaking.
Yeah, some of the same character traits carry over.
Yeah, they all like kind of fulfill the same niche, if you will. Wow. They're just selfish.
Yeah. They go more into the Cardassian society in later episodes, but there are some good Cardassians and there are some bad ones.
I mean, that's most cultures.
Yeah.
Like, that's just people who live, you know?
Mm-hmm. Damn it.
I hate this buffering, dude. It's so annoying.
I know.
And like, it's interesting having someone trying to explain time to someone who just does not get it. It's like trying to explain color to someone who's blind.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Or like maybe
"Well, well,
a six-dimensional being trying to explain what a three dimension is. They just don't understand it at all. They can't even comprehend something like that would even exist.
hmm,
But so far, I think Cisco is doing a good job about showing it.
so far, yeah. I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, since it's buffering right now and we have a little bit of pause time, what do you think of the? No, I say that right, and it's stop.
Every
It
time,
starts
every
again.
time.
It starts again.
Huh? You will destroy us. We don't know what pleasure is. Motherfucker. Oh, confronting his grief.
Oh yeah, his grief has just locked him to that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a Cardassian ship.
They do want to destroy and control.
Oh,
Not always.
linear
Yeah.
procreation, and it buffers
What
a
the
little bit.
fuck does that actually mean?
To me,
Trying to explain
me
baseball.
trying to explain baseball to a caveman.
Right, you try to explain baseball to anyone who's never seen it before. They're all
Yeah,
like, fucking what? What is baseball? I don't understand this stupid sport. You run
yeah,
in a diamond, okay? Why are there four of you? What the fuck?
it's buffering again.
I'm gonna go on my diatribe of cricket. You just run straight lines back and forth. There's 10 of you. You get 1 innings each. You're done. Play baseball. Why are there fucking 9 innings? Why do we need 9? That feels like it goes on too long. And then people complain that cricket goes on too long. And it's like, but they both go on too long.
How long is a cricket game usually?
Depends on the format. So there's 3 formats.
Hmm.
There's T20, which is 20 overs. So
Nope.
those are usually like
It's playing again.
4-ish hours. Actually, no, 2-ish hours. And then you get 1 days, which are 50 overs, and that's usually like an entire day. And then you get test, which does go against my point because test matches last 5 days. It's also what fucking terrifies 90% of us because
Questions.
something could
But
change. We're
question.
scared. Oh no!
Explorers. We explore our lives day by day.
Wow, you've memorized this.
Yeah, this is one of the really good speeches in of like the Star Trek series.
Hmm.
Don't worry, Cisco. You'll eventually get over it.
Move on. You'll let go one day.
And they don't believe him.
Of course. Wow. They're utterly pointless. I love shields up. What fucking shields, mate? Right. Wouldn't it? I'd just bluff and be like, We'll destroy you the same way we destroyed them. Get fucked. Wonderful.
Yeah, if the Cardassians attack the station would just get destroyed. They don't got no shields, and there's like 3 warships right here.
Yeah, obviously. Got no shields, and they got like 3 guys being like, wow, we gotta save the universe with a kettle and some string. We're fucked. Oh no.
Yeah, Miles was in that war. He fought against the Cardassians.
Wonderful.
That's why he doesn't like them all that much because of what they did.
I mean, can you blame him?
Ah, Kyle Paka. He's so sweet.
You have to. The time has come. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. Of course, he would. Hmm.
Damn, who knew you just needed aliens to help you get over the grief of losing your wife?
Mhm. Yeah, it forced you to confront it. I doubt he's ready for shit.
Oh shit, is she gonna do the AC method of bluffing?
Probably that's what you gotta do. You gotta bluff the shit out of it. They already believe. But it did already. You just did, but yeah, never fuck with someone who's been fighting you his entire life.
Yeah, she's a rebel fighter.
Yeah, no, she's just Janessa for Janessa. It's like, well, you're fucking Irish, mate. You'll just get drunk. You'll win. I'm sorry, Ireland. I'm sorry to call you drunk. I've had to meet a sober. Sorry, bad joke.
Oh boy. All right.
Yay! The bluff is gonna work. Ah,
Mm,
ah, you can.
it worked.
Yeah, of course it did. They should always come with the cry of "No balls, no balls, you dumb bitch, no balls."
Looks like the Cardass. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it looks like the Cardassians didn't want to risk war with the Federation, but I guess they do.
No, they're idiots. They're easily baited. They get the impression of being ridiculously easy to bait.
Ooh.
Yep, things go boom. Apparently,
Ooh, God. Promenada's getting fucked up.
again. No. Well, that's one way to get rid of them. Fun when you just fix something and then some dickhead keeps breaking it. What an asshole. Well, someone's. I love a good doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, don't fucking move. You'll break it all.
Is she gonna give up?
You should do that. Be a complete.
Oh, she was close to giving up.
Noise. You're a dumbass. You almost risked war for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Oh, and they saved the ship
Why
too.
didn't I? Not in your kidding.
Hope no one died.
Someone probably did. They had to play a game of chicken to see who's got more balls.
Oh, thank God.
It's a TV show, Chris. The fuck?
I mean, there are times where people do die in the show.
Yeah, but like, what? It's. I mean, yeah, I get it, but if they died now, it's like, oh well.
You can just
Time
chalk
for
it up
another
to medicine being much more advanced.
Yep. Eh. Interesting.
Yep, he got past his grief
Well,
and
not
his.
fully past it, but he has decided this is a good place to heal.
And he's not angry at Picard anymore.
I know he probably is, but he's learning to let go. Wow, that's not threatening at all. Oh my god.
Bum 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 da 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 da.
I will say this: Star Trek music is not particularly memorable for me. I can't even remember any of the tunes. Like none of it sticks in my head properly. It's very strange because I've heard a lot of fans like talk about it like it's easily memorable and it's great. And I try and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. This I have no memory of this. I
Yeah,
just sound like a
I
fucking
guess it just
Gandalf being like,
I guess it just depends on what Star Trek uh show you really watch. Because when it comes to
Yeah,
like the intros of like the shows, the one
yeah.
that really sticks with me the most is Voyager's intro.
I mean,
T and
I've seen Voyager.
yeah.
I've seen Next Gen, and I've seen uh well, now I've seen some of Deep Space Nine, and I'm like, no, they're orchestral, which good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could remember any of them. Like, if you played it for me without context, I'd be like, I have no idea what that is. It just sounds generic sci-fi, and I don't know what it is. But keeping in mind that the stuff I genuinely do remember is from some of the most like well remembered sci-fi openings of all time, like
Yeah.
Doctor Who being one that is so iconic that they've never changed it for they've never changed the baseline tune for any series. They do like, so every Doctor gets their own like remixed version of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still the same piece of music.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And yes, see,
Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
and they also have like different
Ba-da-da.
tempos for some of them,
Yeah.
and some of them are more orchestral, some of them are more synth based, some of them are like, but it's still like, if I played you that tune, you'd be like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
Doctor Who.
fucking Doctor Who, man. Or even if you went, if I play, I could probably actually even just play. I mean, if you played to like Doctor Who nerd, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you played the Doctor Who theme to them, they could tell you which Doctor it belongs to.
Yeah.
That's like how cleverly they did it. And I'm like, Star Trek feels like TV music. Like, does that make sense?
I mean, it is primarily a TV show with movies like
But
having
like,
their own
but do you get
soundtracks
what I
and
mean
stuff.
by it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
TV music as opposed to, because you get some TV shows that have what you call cinematic music, and it's like you can remember the tracks, you can remember everything about it, and you're like, it's a bit weird that you can't do it for something as iconic as Star Trek. In my opinion,
Yeah,
it's a bit
the
odd.
in my experience with the Star Trek music, the only things that really stand out to me are like the intros, because each show has its own original intro song. When it goes like to from TOS, the original series, from TNG to DS9 to Voyager, all the way even to the current Star Trek, they're all like original compositions.
Yeah, but do they have like a through line? Um, how do I describe it?
Like feeling, like the music is supposed to convey.
No, no, like a through, like like Doctor Who's my best example for this, where there's a through line melody that they always use to say this is Doctor Who or this is Star Trek. Like, so it's not a case of saying, uh, um, it's like a franchise theme. Like even Star Wars has it, where they've got that dun 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 dun.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Not
know the
not real,
or the
not really. Like I said, everything's like original. Sometimes when you get to like Star Trek Picard, and they bring back certain strings of like TNG of like the theme, like um, ba 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 da da da. Oh, not no, that's Doctor Who. Fuck. How does it go again? Um, how does it go? I'm trying to remember. No, you just got
it's
me
so funny.
you just got me got Doctor Who stuck in my fucking
I've ruined you.
mind.
I've, I've ruined you. You could just all you could think is you're like Doctor Who. Fuck. I'm trying to
Uh
remember Star Trek themes. Ah, fuck. It's just Doctor Who. I have heard it. The only thing everyone remembers about Star Trek though is that space, the final frontier. They remember the like saying. Maybe it's just a British versus American thing though.
bum 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 dun 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 like that.
I I think. Yeah, I know. I can hear it.
Dun 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 dun. Like that little string right there, like dun dun dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun, dun is probably the chord that gets gets reused in different ways throughout the shows.
Okay.
Ba 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 da 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 da
I will
da
say, I
da.
think Next Generation is more memorable than what I've heard for DS9 so far.
Yeah,
And like,
when it comes on my personal opinion, when it comes to like the openings of the shows, Voyager is like the best one for me. And then TNG, and then most probably DS9 after it.
okay.
Like a lot of people really love the Voyager opening.
I
Because
mean,
it,
I
it
vaguely remember. I watched Voyager with Lindy, and we both agreed that like the music was okay, but I would say our biggest issue with it was probably the fact that it was ADR to shit to the point of like the more you heard, the more you were like, okay, wait, this is just recorded afterwards, and it just feels awkward as fuck.
yeah, there are some times where ADR does happen. But
Yeah, and it also did lead to us going and rewatching like my favorite. We made a point of watching some Doctor Who from the same era, so I looked up what year, which I believe was like mid 80s. I couldn't tell you exactly what year, but it was like the middle of the 80s, right?
yeah.
Um, so we went to watch Doctor Number Seven, right? Sylvester McCoy, and we're like, "Fuck, why is this more compelling? Why is this better?" I think it's partially because they did, as far as I can tell from like just listening, they did all their audio on set. They did zero ADR.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also Ace, but like they did no ADR, and they would do a lot of stuff on location because it was cheaper than building a set. So they'd go to what's known as the BBC Quarry and shoot their like alien scenes, alien planet scenes, and like show off a bunch of stuff. But they wouldn't have, or if they did historical, because I think the episodes we went to watch was actually, you know what? I'll show you the episodes we watched when we couldn't do this next week. I'll show you those episodes of Doctor Who. So like the parallels to, so the stuff that came out in the same year as the stuff we're watching now, right?
Hmm.
They came out around the same time, but the Doctor Who. And I'll introduce you to Doctor Number Seven and Ace, and also I'll show you Ace beating a Dalek to death with a baseball bat, which is a
So
thing that happens,
it
and it's
doesn't.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I mean,
Doctor Who has been like
it's I mean
crazy.
it's funny, but it's also got like a reason why she can do it. It's not like she just has a random baseball bat. She gets the Doctor fiddles with it first.
Yeah. So what did you think of the pilot of DS9?
I would say it's interesting. So I'd say DS9 is like got a really interesting premise, and it's got some pretty cool looking sets. I will say I
Hmm.
think it's cool. Some of the sets look more promising than anything I saw in Next Generation.
Yeah, the
By like a
promen
lone shot.
yeah, the promenade is probably one of like the best sets that they have because
And
it really does look like a, oh, here's a space station where there's like there's a bunch of foot traffic. It's basically like a mall. It's kind of like a mall where where each
it
there's
just
like
it
different
looks
shops and
alive.
stuff. Yeah, it looks alive.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, I love that shit, man. Like, I love seeing it as being alive as a set, and it looks more alive. It looks closer to like that. There's a reason why when I saw the promenade, I was like, this is the cantina scene from episode 4,
yeah.
where it's like a way of showing the world's alive by showing this like cantina where people gather and you see all these aliens together. And it also led me to be like, well, I get it, but I kind of prefer the Star Wars alien design because in my head I'm constantly comparing the two. As there was this when I was a kid, everyone talked about Star Wars versus Star Trek, and I was an adult. So I'm like,
Yeah,
why the fuck was that a thing? Who
when
cares?
it's
Enjoy both.
when it comes to the Star Trek alien designs, a lot of them are like human looking with makeup instead of like instead of like, oh, here's like a alien in Star Wars that has like tentacles and it like barely resembles a human, stuff like that.
Well,
There,
there are some humans who are like that, some aliens like that, but then there's like aliens with like red skin and horns, and
yeah,
then aliens like Duros who are just like they have like bulbously big heads and blue skin and no pupils in their eyes, or um the Nautilans who are like have tentacles for what we would like call hair, and then
yeah.
like big black eyes that don't have pupils that are just like pure black, like a and I don't know, it made it feel more like there's a lot more variety to life in Star Wars, and Star Trek feels like everything's kind of human adjacent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm trying to remember if there are any like any
I mean,
non-human looking aliens.
non-humanoids. I think there
Yeah,
were some.
non-humanoids.
I think there were some. I vaguely remember in Next Generation that were um, they were like fish people, and they were like very fish-like. I
Oh,
vaguely remember something like that.
yeah, I remember the episode you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, because a lot of the stuff is done practically, so they can't really go like too crazy with CGI, like some of the newer Star Wars does with like the aliens.
I mean,
And
no. So
it is kind of like held down by the fact that it is a TV show, and it's not like let's say Mass Effect, for example. You
yeah,
have the Krogans, you have the little
Lawrence, but
the
like,
Quarians, you have the mole people in like the spacesuits, and then you have the ones like on four legs that are like basically tanks.
yeah,
I forgot their names,
I,
but you have a much more
I
varied look of the aliens, because it
I
is
mean,
in a game medium.
yeah, no, I get you, but like my counter to that would be Doctor Who, right?
Hmm.
Where you've got a lot of weird looking aliens. So you got the Daleks, who, whenever they open their shells of their like, because the things that you know as a Dalek is actually just like a tank. It's like a mini tank that these creatures live in. They look like little octopus inside. They're like just a
Yeah,
little octopus thing inside. And when you open, whenever they like show them, you're like, oh, what the fuck? That's disgusting. Or like you get the Ood, right? Who they're generally human shaped, but then their faces are like they've got this massive tentacles, and they hold like their secondary brains in their hands. And you're like, what the fuck? That's alien as shit. Or I mean, you do also get the classic, just a blue guy. He's just a dude who is blue, and his
hmm,
species is just human but blue. So they're essentially Chiss. Although Chiss are also interesting because you. Okay, first things first. You mentioned CGI for Star Wars aliens. They almost never use CGI for the aliens. Even in like the prequels, everyone was like everything CGI. Most of the aliens and the background extras were makeup. They were just like
yeah,
prosthetic
yeah.
jobs where they put stuff.
That's why I'm referring to like some of the newer Star Wars stuff.
Even the newer Star Wars things, they use almost entirely makeup for it because it makes everything feel more real. Especially for like background extras, they have a fuck ton of stuff that they just put on in the background. Even in when you were watching Andor, right? You
Hmm.
commented on a bunch of aliens in the background. All of those guys were wearing makeup. They were for real. They were there for real.
Yeah,
In those shots, there was a dude in makeup wearing it to look like those weird aliens. It was a dude in like heavy, insane makeup, but it was a dude in makeup. And that's a lot of the time with these shows. Star Trek does as well. I think they've been doing it better in the more recent shows, but that's like everything's doing it better in the more recent shows because they've got like
bigger.
3D printing,
Yeah,
which makes a lot of stuff a lot easier to make. So make like molds is easier,
yeah.
and then
In
getting that stuff is a lot easier.
some of the, I think it was Discovery or Strange New Worlds, or I'm leaning towards Discovery. They have like a water bear alien in it, that's like completely CGI. Um, they have a lot of like practical stuff, but the aliens are more like humanoid looking.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, I get you.
they make them, the humanoid looking aliens, less human looking. So like you remember with the Cardassians, they have like gray skin. They have like the kind of like spoon thing on their head. They have like the really big necks, and then when you look at the Klingons, they have like the uh like tan skin. They have like the ridges on their forehead, and then you get something like the Romulans or the Vulcans, which is like uh
Pointy
pointed
ears and shitty
ears.
hair.
Yeah, stuff like that.
They're basically the Romulans are so funny to the Vulcans and the Romulans are so fucking funny to me because they're just elves with shitty haircuts. That's what all of them are.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me. I'm like, wow, these guys, they call them aliens, but they're just it's just an elf with the worst haircut you've ever seen in your life.
And especially with
And
the Romulans with their big bulky clothes. Like hold on. You can still see my screen, so I'll show you like the Romulan
dude, I
outfit.
will say I still I don't know. Star Wars does organic world building. What the fuck? Why are they
Yes, the
Roblox
shoulder. Yeah,
characters?
the
Why are they
shoulder
Roblox
pads.
characters? They are just Roblox characters. That's what the Romulans fucking are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they also have weird eyebrows. So they have shitty haircuts, weird eyebrows, and like elf ears. That's a Romulan, and then a Vulcan is they don't have the weird eyebrows.
Yeah. It's funny because the Romulans and the Vulcans are basically the same. They have like common ancestors, so that's why they do look the same. But the Romulans just kind of broke off and didn't really follow the teachings of Sarek and hiding their emotions and focusing solely on logic.
See, the reason I disagree is because if you look at a Vulcan, they don't have the eyebrows. So Romulans look like if a Vulcan went and fucked a Klingon and they had a child, that's what you get. See, they don't have those like weird forehead ridges. They've got like they're human in every other aspect except their ears and crappy haircuts. So you can see on their foreheads, the Romulans have like weird
Yeah,
ridges,
yeah, yeah.
and it's hilarious because they look stupid as fuck. It's so funny. I mean, I get what they're kind of going for, but it is so funny how dumb they look. And also, Vulcans and Romulans live as long as elves. They are just space elves before 40k made the Eldar. That's what the Romulans and Vulcans are.
Yeah,
They're just space elves.
I never noticed the ridges on the head for the Romulans all that much.
I think it's because you didn't see them next to Vulcans so much.
Yeah.
Like you don't see them often next to Vulcans, so you kind of, and it's like subtle. It's not like the ridges of like a Klingon, which are like sharp ridges. That's
Yeah. Cuz
very
there
like
there
subtle looking.
because there's an episode in TNG where there's a Romulan that basically went undercover as a Vulcan in order to like steal secrets and stuff, and they couldn't tell the difference because they look so much alike.
It's so weird, dude. I don't get it. And also they're like, okay, I've been spoiled because every time I think back, because yeah, I'm the big Star Wars guy, right?
Mhm.
Also, it's so weird that there've been 3 dudes who played Spock.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. I'm like, what? They keep recasting him.
Well,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah, it's like different time periods. The original Spock
yeah.
from TOS got flung into the reboots timeline.
Went to the J.J. Abrams
Yeah, the
timeline, and then
J.J.
his
Abrams, and then he died in real life and in the
yeah,
movie.
Leonard Nimoy died, and then he died. He only died in the movie because Leonard Nimoy died.
Yeah.
Like the actor died, so he died. So they had to kill him because they're like, well, we can't recast this version of him because he's, you know, the
And
OG.
then in
It's
yeah, and then in
yeah.
Discovery there was a younger version of Spock. And then that I think that same actor went on to portray him in Strange New Worlds. I'm not too
Probably.
sure. I haven't seen that much of Strange New Worlds or Discovery.
I haven't watched. I haven't watched either of those two things. I don't know anything about them, and I'm very unlikely to watch them. I keep meaning to, but I keep getting distracted by like a million other things that I like.
Yeah.
For example, Kamen Rider, which we just started Kamen Rider Forze, and Forze is great. Although you would probably enjoy Forze, but it's a very silly vibe. It's like it's in space. It's Kamen Rider in space. He's literally a rocket. It's so funny.
So
Yeah.
what did you think of
But
DS9 in general? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your
I
thoughts?
liked it. It was okay.
You looking forward to seeing more episodes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind seeing more, but next time when we're gonna do this like showcase,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you some of my stuff. So I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you Seventh Doctor, Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Doctor, but from the same like era of TV as Deep Space Nine and Next Generation,
Yeah,
which
next
I
week
believe.
we can do that the like how we did it this week with
Yeah,
on Wednesday we do the next 3 episodes of Andor, and then Thursday we can do like
Thursday I'll
we can do one up or
it'll be
one or 2 episodes of
we'll
the of Doctor Who, and then 2 episodes of DS9.
yeah we'll I think it'd also be kind of fun to just take turns showing people stuff because I'm gonna have to go through Doctor Who and just make sure I find one of the things that's not like a 5 episode arc for something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Doctor Who episodes are much shorter, so if we watch the full set of episodes, I believe they're only like 20. Let me just check quick. Yeah, they're like 20 minutes each
Okay, that's not too bad.
before it goes to the next. Yeah, they're 20 minutes each. So if we watch like a 3 episode arc thing, it's only gonna be about an hour,
Yeah,
which isn't too bad.
the reason why I say we can watch more DS9 is because each episode is basically its own thing.
Yeah,
There's like sometimes there's like a overarching like story where you need to watch like another episode to understand like why this thing is happening. But all in all, it's like you can just like watch any episode and not really be lost, which
yeah.
is
I'm
nice.
trying to. No, that's always nice. I need to find. I think the episode I'm probably going to show you is Remembrance of. I want to show you Remembrance of the Daleks, but it's a 4 episode arc, which I mean, today the episode was about an hour and 20 minutes, so it'll probably be about the same to watch the 4 episode arc. And I'll show you that one because it's got Ace and the seventh of the Doctor, who is my second favorite classic Doctor. My favorite classic Doctor being the fourth Doctor, but Tom Baker's.
While you talk, I gotta
He
use the
is
restroom really quick. I'll be right back.
anyway. We're gonna wait. Let's finish up and then you can bail because I need
Okay.
to go do some stuff and let Lindy loose upon her Infinity Nikki.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to watch this Star Trek DS9 watch party. Uh, we will catch you guys next week for Andor season 2, and then
Or
Doctor Who on
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing to see us reacting to that. It's gonna be very strange for Chris. He's not gonna get so
But yeah,
funny.
but yeah.
Anyway,
Until then, have a good one. Bye,
yeah,
guys.
cheers.